Yes, a very good afternoon and welcome to Totally Workwear Stadium. You've got the reserve grade grand final just about to come. It is the Wynnum Manly Juniors taking on the West Brisbane Panthers. Of course, the Wynnum Manly Juniors, they finished up the season minor premiers, and West Brisbane Panthers finished second on the table. It's Cameron Anker here and John Devine with you. John, another cracker here this afternoon. We've already had a beauty with the 20s, and I think this one's going to go along the same way.
Well, it's...
So we just get set here for Wynnum Manly. They've got a guard of honour. A couple of teams in the grand final for them. Of course, A grade to come. They're taking on Bulimba, but first this one, a cracker as it is. Last time out, Wynnum did defeat this West Brisbane side, John, but West Brisbane have had a win over them during the year as well, so it's anyone's game.
Seagulls, Panthers, doesn't get any better. Cameron Anker, good afternoon to you, mate, and wonderful to join you on the call again. A grand final day, doesn't get any better. We saw, as you said, a crackerjack game in the first instalment here this afternoon. Under 20s. 14 all with a few minutes to go, then a try to clinch it, then a knock on the back of scrum right in front of the uprights, and Karina couldn't quite convert. So, yeah, look, congratulations to Brighton. The West Brisbane Panthers, look, myself and Brad Talon both put the kiss of death on the Panthers on saying they'll win. They just, Wynnum Manly had the week off. That doesn't mean anything in rugby league these days, it seems, especially the way the Bulimba Bulldogs have been going. But for Wynnum Manly, look, all three grades had an opportunity to be in the grand final. Unfortunately, the under-20s weren't able to do that because Karina toasted them last week. But this afternoon, it's the Seagulls. They play the West Brisbane Panthers. It'll be an interesting game. It'll be carnage up the middle you'd expect, as always. And we can see Jason Harris as part of the coaching staff down there. So all the A-grade boys are out there waiting for the players to come out. But Cam, look, if you can pick a winner in grand final, you're better than I am.
Should be an absolute beauty. Let's have a quick look at these team lists for this afternoon for this massive grand final. We'll start with the Wynnum Manly Juniors. They have Josh Jansen at fullback. On the wings, Murphy and Whitaker. The centre pairing of Wayne Kennedy and Dylan Brashall. A lot of experience there. And the halves pairing of Ryan Franks and Corin Fuller. Front row is Dom Biondi, and skippering the side, of course, a former West player is Dom. Jackson Dodds is the hooker. Paya Talakai is the other front row. And the back row of Callan Kedekede and Hayden Potter. Locking the scrum is Harlan Collins. On the bench, Jake Rogers, Samsoni Potamani, Braden Grogan and James Steen. As we head over to the West Brisbane Panthers, of course, coached by Jonathan Taverner, the former player himself.
Sam Vorhe is the fullback. Fiji Owani and Noah Elysia are on the wings. Regan Glynn, Errol Simpson are in the three-quarter centre roles. Jordan Tiaho and Nathan Brown are in the halves. Reece Clegg, Darcy Ettridge and Jake Fowler are in the front row. Matthew Canning, Stephen Reynolds and I'm not sure, maybe probably Ethan Wheeler probably locked the scrum here. And on the bench we've got Tangata Taroy, Jacob Kelly, Matthew Mizzi. So there's a few players that have played a lot of cup as well. We're talking about Matthew Mizzi. He's not the biggest guy on the planet here, but he's certainly got some mobility. It'll be an interesting tussle between himself and obviously Dom Biondi, as you said, also a cup player with some experience as well. Regan Glenn played A-grade as well. Darcy Ettridge played some cup. And look, there's talent across the park here, Cam, and I'm really looking forward to this one here. Waiting for both sides to come out. The presentation went in the under-20s, as it's coming up to 2 o'clock now, and the players aren't yet to get out the field. The shadow just starting to come across Totally Workwear Stadium, as you can see.
Here come the Wynnum Manly Seagulls, led out by Dom Biondi. As John alluded to, all of the A-grade squad there cheering them on. They want to go both grades, get the win, but Wynnum Manly, they're out there. Look at Hayden Potter, he looks ready, plenty of experience for him. The size of Paya Talakai, one of my favourite players in this competition. He's going to be hard to stop as always as we wait for Wes.
Well, you know, last week, Cam, we called the A-grade preliminary final between West and Wynnum Manly at half-time. Panthers were out there, the Seagulls took an eternity to get back out in the second half here. I don't know whether there's a gameplay here or not, but in the end.
In the end, it worked.
It did work. So the Panthers might be trying to take something out of the Jason Harris book here. So, yeah, the Seagulls, they will defend at the southern end or the Leagues Club end here at Totally Workwear Stadium. And, geez, the ground looking pretty good. The amount of traffic this thing's had on it, it's extraordinary that it's held up quite so well. So well done to Macca here at Totally Workwear. And I just went downstairs, obviously, to the ground and interviews there. And there's 1,000 people now. So, well, probably not 1,000, but there are a lot of people down there. And you see I'd have a fair idea. I think Wests are kicking off when they get out here.
They love this new side, don't they, at Totally Workwear Stadium here. Everyone's just packed out under there.
Well, if you remember this time last year, we had the semi-final, the preliminary final. You and I called that game here between the Seagulls and Bulimba. And Bulimba, unfortunately, didn't progress. So we actually called it from the garden bed on the other side,
Yeah,
as you recall, because this wonderful stadium was still a work in progress. And, the hoot has gone again, so Ray isn't being patient.
They're copping a few warnings here, West Brisbane. They need to get out there.
Well,
Let out by Jeffrey, of course, in the Black Panthers suit.
Yeah, he's going to die in that thing.
Jeffrey's
hot.
already out there, and here they come. Let out by Nathan Brown. West Brisbane Panthers are out there. They've made Wynnum wait a few minutes in the sun.
Making us all wait. But Jeffrey, as I've always said to him, look, it's great that he leads the Panthers out here, but I really ask him to leave that hat on until he comes off, because once he takes that thing off, he scares a lot of children, yours included. So he's been around since Adam was a boy, Jeffrey. So the Panthers, yes, I'll kick off to the left to right. I don't know whether the sun comes into it too much here. Cam, it's still the middle of the day to a degree. The breeze, I know the boys from the game before, Mark Liddon and Brad Tellum, trying to work out the breeze. It's pretty hard for us upstairs here to see which way that is going. And there's no trees, or there's hedges. They don't move much, but we'll find out when the first bomb comes up. So we've got the trainer out with the water bottles, and they just come out of the shed. So
underway, the reserve grade grand final. Wynnum have the pill first. It's a little juggle there by Ryan Franks, but they get back into their work and they're pinned inside their 10-metre zone here. Grand final underway. Important to start well in any game, especially the big dance. There's the skipper, Dom Biondi, as we've alluded to. Plenty of experience with him. He's driven back. He's actually a former West player. He'll want to get one over them. He's not happy with the bit of the wrestle on the ground there as Wynnum struggling to get out of their own end. Good defensive set by West early on. Hudson Jones in the tackle, and here they go through their big man, charging up the middle. They needed a good charge. They got it. Through Collins. They go back to the kicker now. It's Franks, puts it in the air. Well taken on the full, out wide by Ooni.
Well, they got to their kick. They completed the set, which is what you want to start the game off there. Ryan Franks obviously played a bit of A-grade as well. And his kicking game will be very important, as will Dom Biondi. He's a good leader. He can get a bit feisty as well, Dom, so he just needs to keep that under control here. But he's an experienced campaign and played a bit of footy for the Northern Pride as well, did Dom Biondi. So we'll just have to wait and see how this unfolds. It's time for the Panthers with ball in hand to see how they go.
Yeah, Trich to Brown. Brown. It's the back rower there. Potter's up in his face.
Potter, also a former West player, goal kicker.
Now West working it over the 40-metre line. Bit of push and shove on the ground there. We've got a penalty. Against the run of play. You don't see that too often. Dom Biondi's there, and there's a bit of push and shove.
It's Western Wynnum. Expected, but not too often you see the attacking side get penalised in the play of the ball, but he went on with it.
Yeah, Jake Fowler there, starting the match for West. Probably didn't need to do that, but wants to bring that intensity into the game and get his team on the front foot. I mean, they had the best chance to start there, West, inside the opposition 40, and they give away a penalty against the run of play. Now it's with Brassel. Good run from him to start.
Yeah, Brassel, A-grade experience as well. Knows where the try line is.
Dodds. And Potter. 25 out from the try line. It's Dodds at dummy half. Goes to the big man and again beats one, beats two. James Steen 15 out from the try line. Wynnum looking to strike first. They're going right-hand side. It's with Jansen. Very dangerous on his feet. Again, from dummy half is Wayne Kennedy, former Pride player.
And
last play now for Wynnum. A good chance here. They'd want to repeat at least. Goes to Franks. Stabbing kick through. Not good enough. Well
Ooh.
fielded by Vorney there. They take him back a few metres, but in the end, a good defensive set.
Yeah, Wayne Kennedy, also a former Panther, so there's a couple of boys playing against their old clubs, and that's
He might have been playing for it there, John, trying to milk the penalty. You're 5 metres out from the try line. It's going to be a Wynnum ball.
just very yucky in the ruck area, isn't it? They're just antagonising both sides, and
these ones can always go either way, can't they, John? They're very dangerous. If you're the attacking side trying to play for a penalty, you've got to be very careful. Look, there's no one on Vorney there. He's just... Oh, there's a hand from Biondi, but is it enough?
yeah, like I said, he's got plenty of experience, Don Biondi. And, yeah, Seagulls. Let's see what happens.
Fuller dodds at the back of the scrum. Now to Franks, floating across field. Plays in motion, opts to go himself. He was tackled by Tiaho. Now they work a short blind to Wynnum through Keta. He pops it back to Dodds. Dodds tries to burrow low. Couple of metres out from the try line. Dodds, Franks, Collins. 10 metres out. Centre field. Dodds, Fuller, footwork, Potter, unders line. Good defence so far from West. Not too many metres on display here for Wynnum. It's Dodds out of dummy half. Out the back is Collins. There was plays in motion. West up to the task again. Last play. Dodds from dummy half. Burrows spins, but they hold him up, West. Good defensive signs early on here from West Brisbane Panthers.
Yeah, the Panthers stood up, didn't they, Cam? They were on their line. There's a lot of big men going towards them, and they were able to repel the Seagulls' onslaught after an error. And they got 6 more to go, 5 out, and they weren't able to put points on the board. But the Panthers, they got 90 metres to the other end.
Wynnum, not too much in attack there, just keeping it quite simple, attacking the opposition line. Still West work to do coming out of their own end. Now it's with Ione. Philly Ione, a nice charge. West again, work a little short blind. Tiaho. Almost to the halfway line. That was a good run from the back row and Reynolds. Now they come to the right. And they go forward through Clegg. Can't get past Biondi. Ettrich at dummy half. Goes to Brown. Brown puts it on the boot. Finds a little bit of turf as well. Work to do here for Murphy. He's going to let it go, is he? Yes, just.
The Panthers just happy to complete the set, weren't they, Cam? Good field possession. Unfortunately, too much juice on that kick, and they're going to have a 7-tackle restart on the 20. But the Panthers, you see what they're trying to do is just play percentage footy and just try to get some good field position.
They got one of the best kickers in the game too, with Nathan Brown. That's infield kicks and kicking for goal too. Just had a little bit too much wheat bix on that one. Now it's Dodds. Working through the middle here are the Wynnum Manly Juniors. Dodds again. Goes himself and getting it nice involved early. Wynnum Manly hooker. Now, the bomb goes up. Not the distance that Fuller would have wanted, and when he comes through, the pressure is there from the Wynnum Manly defence.
It's not a bad tactic because obviously the kick chase haven't got to go as far and put some heat on the man underneath the ball here, but he took it in the end. Did the fullback there in Vorhier if it was, but now because of that they're on the 30 on the second.
So West again work that left-hand side attack, which they're liking so far. It's Errol Simpson. He's got away from a few Errol, and he's dangerous on his feet, but Potter comes over to make the tackle. Yeah,
didn't make a lot of yards, went sideways too much there, and now they're going to go through the big bodies, which is the Panthers' way.
Clegg, Ettrich now to Brown. He's going to kick again.
Early.
Looking for field position, but that's going to be well fielded by Jansen. Here goes Jansen to the line and just goes straight to them.
It's just a game of foursome backs at the moment, Cam. Complete a set, put it in the air and see what comes up. They're trying to find an error. There's only been the one from, well, Biondi forced that one, but otherwise it's just tit for tat. It's force them back, see who gets the best field position.
Yes, who will crack first? And there goes that man Kennedy.
I mean, chicken.
Dodds, Biondi now. What can he do? Just goes forward. That's what he's so good at. Picks up about 10 metres. Tries to get him over the halfway line. He just evades that. It's Dodds at dummy half now. Fighting for every inch is Biondi. He thought he wanted a penalty there. Now it's Fuller. Inside to Collins. And Collins gets him over the 40-metre line. Kick to come here for Wynnum. Dodds at dummy half. To Franks now. Franks puts it in the air. Who's going to break first? Voorhees under this one, and he takes it well. Brussels there in defence.
Deja vu, Cameron Anchor, get to the kick and put it through the air there. And you mentioned Harlan Collins and the number 13 just involved in that tackle there. He's played some cup experience, can play in the centres, got some pace, the big fella.
Ioane now almost split them. That's a good run from the West Brisbane Panthers winger. He's been looking dangerous at limited touches that he's had.
If you've got a surname Ioane, you can do the 100 metres in under 11 seconds. They've got wheels in that family. It's extraordinary.
Regan Glenn at dummy half now. He goes to Brown. Brown hits the lock forward there, and Jones. And they'll get the penalty. Jones goes off a quick tap. They need to be quick here, Wynnum. Dodds is down low. Makes an important tackle, but a threat set coming up for West. They go left. Voorhees, ball in hand, well tackled by Kennedy. Ettrich at dummy half. Goes himself, he's looking for a runner. Ball's bouncing. It's with Fowler. Fowler still going. Gets away from one, gets away from two. Fowler still looking. He's got an arm free. Opts not to throw it there. Still a few to play with here for West. Fowler looking for a penalty again. Being told to go back and play it. Ettrich dangerous in these situations. There he is. He goes out to Brown. Brown to the left-hand side to Tiaho. Tiaho tries to get under one. Not much going on there for West, but they'll work a short blind again. It's Voorhees from dummy half. Hits the man. Can he get over the strip? Yes, he can. West score first here in the grand final.
At first, I thought they should have taken the two, such as the deadlock, Cameron Anchor, but they backed themselves to the Panthers. And a lot of strength to get out of the try line here. And you just see pure determination. Gets across the chalk just.
The big man, Stephen Reynolds, he's been a force out on that left-hand side. They have liked that left-hand side in attack, haven't they, John? And Stephen Reynolds, the beneficiary there. Some nice work from Voorhees out of dummy half. Kennedy comes across, but Steve Reynolds, he's too big and he's too strong. And West, they score the first try of this grand final.
Yeah, I think he's going to get up with a try and a right ear full of Langland's turf. Just face planted across the line. His determination gets the Panthers as the first scorers on this grand final day. And the Seagulls threatening a couple of minutes ago, Cam, and now all of a sudden down the other end, and just that penalty late in the tackle count.
Well, that's what I was going to say, John. You said it was going tit for tat, and then once a penalty came into play, ultimately that's what decided the first points here. Some consistent pressure for West, helped by that penalty. And they end up getting over the strip.
And warm conditions here, as we see.
Brown's strike is good. 1 from 1 off the boot. There's not many better than Nathan Brown. So 6 points to 0 here. West leading the Wynnum Manly Seagulls.
Well, we talked about on BRL Weekly how important goal kicking can be in this competition, A grade, reserve grade, or even the under-20s. And we saw an 8-0 lead in the first game that Brighton took, and probably may have been what got them over the line in the end there. Can't be sure, but goal kicking will be paramount. This man Potter, if he gets the opportunity, he'll convert. Awkward
one there to take for West, but get there on the bounce. That's a big hit. That's Biondi. On Fowler. Ioane now. Tackled by Collins. Oh, sloppy. Penalty. Ooh. Again, one that could have gone either way. Ioane was looking for the quick play the ball.
What a shot. Biondi on Fowler, and the jet red hair, almost Edith Tali style, bring into the grand final. If he's a natural redhead like that, well, he's in the wrong profession, but Yeah, good contact, but the Panthers are relieving penalty again. Seagulls need to be careful around that ruck area.
Glynn with the tap restart. Hands it off to his back rower and Canning. Ettrich. West just working the centre here through Jones. Ettrich again. Here's where he's good. Out at dummy half. Collins hit Fowler, but they play on now through the try scorer and Reynolds. Reynolds still going. He's got an arm free. No, he's eventually tackled by the cover D. No, the ref says play on, and eventually Biondi finishes the tackle. Probably lucky to get away with not a flop penalty there. Now they go through Jones. Jones to Brown. Brown, ball playing. Glidden now comes into the fray. Cuts back inside. Can't get away from Brassel. Big opportunity again for West. Now they go through Brown. Brown hits Jones. Jones to Fowler. Fowler's in just about everything. Fowler just tackled before the line. It's last play for West. Ettrich at dummy half. Here he goes, Ettrich. 9 on 9 there. Dodds had him tackled, but Jones got the offload out the back to Canning. Canning hits spins. Canning for the try line. Scores! West to go back to back here.
Hang on. Held up now.
Oh, the referee says held up.
Well, the referee wasn't in position because Canning just charged at him because he was in the line, and that created the gap here for Canning. You'll see here the referee can't get back onside in time. I thought it had broken down here, Kelby. Promotes the footy out the back of hospital pass, bounces out of that one, Canning goes straight towards the referee. Now the referee's right there. And there goes the try. He realised he has to get back into position, but by then, the ball may have been lifted up. Who knows? But anyway, they survived the Seagulls.
Just second phase footy there from West, keeping the ball alive. Wynnum now.
What the Panthers did in that last set, Cal, quick play the ball. They were winning the wrestle and just turning the Seagulls backwards, looking for a penalty. Biondi, they need to do the same.
Biondi's hit under the ribcage there through Jones. Score remains 6 points to 0 here. West leading the minor premiers, Wynnum Manly Seagulls. Last play for Wynnum. Dodds at dummy half. They need a good kick. Here it comes through. Fuller, he's hammered. Eventually got the ball away to Brassel, but Jones absolutely floored him.
Well, I don't know whether Fuller knew it was the last tackle here. So that's tackle 8 minutes out. We were waiting for the kick. And now Panthers got the field position again. Yeah,
hand over pretty much on halfway to West here. Now Wynnum muscle up in D. Collins there. So to Potamani, who's out there now for Wynnum. Here's Regan Glynn. Haven't seen too much of him, but he's a classy player. Voorhee at dummy half. Goes to the big man there in Clegg.
You just don't know what Joshua Taverneau will do with his bench here. He's got some plays may just take it easy out there and go the full 80.
Voorhee, Simpson. Footwork just before the line, but can't get away from a few Seagulls defenders. Ettrich. Aho with the ball in the air. The pressure's coming through. It's Glynn. There's a bobble, and eventually taken on the second grab there by Murphy.
Guts effort there from Murphy. There were Panthers coming through. And you know what a Panther does to a Seagull, especially in the wild? It's not pretty.
And this is a pressure reliever here for Wynnum. They needed this one because it's been all West the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, both sides guilty of giving away penalties at crucial times here. But the Seagulls, as you said, Cameron Anchor, they certainly need that one at the moment. The Panthers are starting to really flex their muscles through Clegg and company. And this is where the bench will come in. Into play shortly. That footy's going to come straight through or into our commentary box, but Seagulls need to complete and get down the other end. They don't need to have the ball in hand on the last.
Yeah, they just needed something to turn the momentum and go their way. Maybe that penalty is it. Here's Potter. Stays on his feet. Wins that tackle. Gets a quick play the ball. Dodds. Biondi now. Off his right and goes back to the centre. Couple down for Wynnum. Here's Dodds at dummy half. Franks. Inside runner is Kete. Flick out the back to Franks. Now to Kennedy. Kennedy cuts back in. Didn't use his winger.
Loses it.
Out there and he lost the ball. Simpson. Here goes Simpson. He's got speed. Errol. Here goes Errol. Down the touchline. The cover's coming. Errol can't get there. Great tackle from Wynnum.
Jansen saved the day. That was try time here. Errol Simpson was on his bike from an error, and he almost went all the way into the corner, but Jansen comes across and does an absolute George Gregan, if you will, in the corner.
Well, I thought Simpson was there for all money. I said live, he's got some speed, but Jansen, that's a grand final play if I've ever seen one, coming across field to take Errol Simpson, the speed man, down. We see here the ball come loose. It's back to West ball with live play now. Fowler back inside. So West, unfortunately for Wynnum, they can't hold on to the pill, and West are on the attack again. It's Ettridge. Inside ball is Jones.
6 more to go. Referee signals camp.
So West full of running here. They come deep left, Tiaho. Inside ball is Reynolds. Played back to Ettridge. They like that left-hand side. It's Voorhey again, but just a one-out play. He's well wrapped up by Franks. Dummy half is Ettridge. The big man's coming through. Has he got a double? No.
I don't know what the ruling is. The referee's going to...
He's called time off. Is he saying we're going back for a play the ball?
He's saying he's held. Well, actually, he's come off the referee's leg in the in-goal area.
We're going to replay it, are we? Yep.
Yep. So it's come off.
Dangerous kick from Ettridge.
The forest of legs, and sadly, he was one of the refs.
The big man, Clegg. Just a settling play here for West. Ettridge. Tiaho. Brown. Brown dummies. Goes himself, Brown. Oh, good tackle from Dodds. Last play for West now. It's a slow play, the ball from Brown. Jones, little stab kick, well fielded there by Jansen.
Jones puts the grubber kick in the lock forward. Everybody knew about it. Not. It was only him, but it's 99 metres to the other end. So the Seagulls, geez, they've got to hang on to the footy, Cam.
Yeah, absolutely, John. They need to complete here, mate. We've barely had to call any attacking footy for Wynnum. It's been all of our heads turned to the right-hand side of totally Workwear Stadium here. And that's a credit to West. They've been good so far.
What's the third, maybe the fourth tackle? They still haven't got the 10-metre line.
Yeah, they're still inside their 10, and Ettridge is driving him backwards. Slowing the play the ball down really well are West. Kedekede now needs a big charge. They get under him. Fowler's there.
Well, they got a cannon. They're going to need to get this ball down to the other end. Tackle number 5.
Dodds, and they're inside the 20 still. Kick to come. They need a big one. It's Dodds out of dummy half. One bounce to Voorhey on the 40-metre line. They're going to start this set inside the opposition half. Here goes Voorhey.
Oh.
Open space for him. He's looking for a runner. He finds one. West is down the touchline now. Regan Glenn's in support. Here goes Regan Glenn. He'll score the second try for West. 10 points to 0 up. Counter-attack from West. What a try to Regan Glenn.
Put that down to the defensive set there for the Panthers. They screw them into the ground in all their 20 metres. They had to get the kick away here, and as you said, just inside the 40-metre. But what a great break from Samuel Voorhey. Breaks the line. A fullback and broken play. There's nothing better. Have a look at this. There's nothing on at all. Throws a little dummy, still going. Support players are outside. He goes towards those players, gives a lovely pass to the wing in the end there in Eloisia. And then back inside, Glenn backs it up, and clean set of heels, and try time for the Panthers for number 2.
One on the left, one on the right to start here for West Brisbane Panthers, but 10 points to 0. It's been a dominant start, hasn't it, John? They've barely let Wynnum have any ball in their attacking zone, and they probably deserve this lead so far, the West Brisbane Panthers. A lot of work to do here for Wynnum to get back into this contest.
Yeah, they've just handed it on a plate several times here with the Seagulls. Just field position. We talk about force and backs, and on 2 occasions the Panthers have started on the 40-metre line. One of those is when the ball was caught on the last, and they had a changeover, and the rest was just basically hammering the line here. And the Seagulls, unfortunately, in broken play, Vaughan takes advantage, and the Seagulls, the flock is nestling in the in-goal area for a second time.
Well, like you said, John, a credit to West defence there to hold Wynnum inside their own 20-metre zone. Voorhey picks a pill up at his own 40-metre line, starts the set, well, they didn't even start the set. They scored off that play. So great evasive work off the kick return, finding his wingman and LSI, and he hands it into Regan Glynn. Good stuff from West. Brown goes 2 from 2 off the boot here. 12 points to 0. West leading on Wynnum Manly Seagulls in the reserve grade grand final. We hope you enjoy the broadcast wherever you are watching from. It's Cameron Anker and John Devine on the commentary duties for this one. Under 20s. Brighton had a win over the Carina Tigers there. We've still got A grade to come after this one. With the Bulldogs taking on the Wynnum Manly side.
Yeah, the Seagulls had the week off too, and I don't know whether I don't think there's any disjointedness here, but the Panthers have just sort of haven't left off where they came off against Valleys last week at John Fredericks Oval, have they? They just certainly turned the gas on. 20 minutes ago, we'll see some big bodies start to come onto the field here because of warm conditions. How they use the bench will be important, but for the Seagulls, they need to try and just stop the Panthers and win the wrestle.
Absolutely. Here's Fowler. Been involved in just about everything this afternoon in the 18 jumper, but starting the match. Slow play the ball again. Fowler back to Ettrich. He's going to kick inside 40 here, but probably the best player on the park for Wynnum so far, and Jansen, he picks it up on the full and gets him out to the 40-metre zone. That's a bit better from Wynnum, and a good kick return from their fullback.
Yeah, not really sure that was the right play there for the Panthers. Could have got field position again and tried for another kick into the in-goal area here, but now for the Panthers, they have to defend on the 40, uncharted territory. Just got to say something about that man Fowler, the number 18, and I'm pretty sure that the referee himself actually had a crop of hair like that in his younger days. Unfortunately, that's disappeared over the years, but he's been outstanding, Fowler, as has the referee.
So Wynnum now through Fuller. Fuller's still going. Now to Potter. Potter to the edge defence of the Panthers. He's still going, Potter. We've got a couple of players down in backfield. Might have been a head clash, and we'll stop play now for the trainers to attend to these two. Didn't look good, the collision there.
No, friendly fire. Two heads come together.
It's two West Brisbane Panthers players too, and they don't need that. They've had such a great start.
We'll have a look at the replay here, Cam.
Race up on Fuller. And
bang!
There you go, yeah.
Holy smokes.
It's Canning and Ettrich, I think it is.
Human pool table.
Two of West's best players and important players in Canning and Ettrich. Canning's been good on that edge to start this match.
Canning gets up. He goes back to the defence line. He doesn't know it, but he is. He's up. It was a big head clash here, but yeah.
He's going to the sideline, Canning.
Well, surely that's a HIA because there's such a heavy knock. So the interchange won't be affected, and that will bring Jacob Kelly on.
Yeah, you don't lose much with this man coming out onto the park, do you, John? Plenty of experience with this man as well. Bringing him off the bench, what an X factor to have.
Yeah, Jacob Kelly got up early this morning and just decided to bench press 200 kgs before breakfast, before smashing 55 Weet-Bix. He's a huge body, a lot of cup experience, a lot of A-grade experience, Jacob Kelly. He wouldn't be too far from coming on. I probably thought he might have actually replaced Clegg. And, Jesus, pile on in the commentary box here from out the back here. But, yeah, I think Clegg was probably the one who's going to come off. And the replacement would be made here, but everybody's still attending to this play down. I imagine there's a eyebrow gone.
Wynnum won't mind this rest either. I mean, they've been defending their line most of this match so far. So,
actually, that's interesting because remember last week in the A-grade preliminary final?
Yeah, the
Wynnum were in all sorts of strife. Smith goes down. The Panthers are all over the Seagulls here. And there was just that 10 minute or 8 minutes of injury time there, and they were able to reset the Seagulls. I don't say it's a turning point here, but Smith goes off, unfortunately for him. But these things can certainly help a side that are under pressure. That's exactly what the Seagulls are, down 12-0.
Absolutely. They're down 12-0, but this is the best place they've had the ball.
Look away if you don't like seeing head clashes. Have a look at this. Bang. Like I said, human pool table. Anyway, he springs to his feet, got a bit of tape, and he's...
There he goes. He's straight back into the line, Ettrich.
Look at that. He's going to love... Wait until he turns around, ladies and gentlemen. There you go.
There we go. He's gone to modelling class on Monday.
Looks like Bane from Mad Max.
So we play on now. It's Fuller. Starting to run a bit more Fuller. I like that from the little nifty half. Last play now for Wynnum. They need a good kick. They come to the left-hand side. The replacement play is on from dummy half. Can he go all the way? He beats one, he beats two, and he scores. He just got out onto the park.
Go check with the touchy.
Jake Rogers for Wynnum. His first touch of the peel is not a try. So they're saying he dropped it just before the line. Well, they just let him run.
Yeah.
Very well could have scored.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, Wynnum, their best chance of the match.
Well, touch judge Sean Chapman's on this side. He's got, he had the best view on the house here. He made the call.
Oh, Kelly's hit by Potter.
Seagulls have reignited Kel.
They're taking him, they almost took him over the sideline too.
That break is really fired up the Seagulls. They've had a bomb put on from the trainer.
That won't help, but they were very good in defence until that moment, John. And now they've relieved all the pressure they put on Wes. Brown looking to find touch here. Does so. Glynn with the tap, hands it off to Kelly. Here they come together again, Potter and Kelly. This time Kelly wins that battle. Ettridge at dummy half. Goes to Brown. Brown floating across field, finds a runner in Tiaho. Now to Reynolds. Reynolds stays on his feet, eventually tackled by Kere. And again, it's Ettridge from dummy half. Dummy to Fowler, went to Jones. Jones, now they're ball playing inside Pill. Didn't find anyone until it hit Ettridge on the bounce.
I think there was a little hand there from one of the Panthers players, but the Panthers just running right, Cam. Just throwing balls like this catch-up footy, and they've got the lead.
Wynnum getting ready to pack this scrum down. They need something, and maybe it is from that man, Jake Rogers, who almost scored their first try. John, they just need a little bit of spark somewhere. Fuller's been starting to run the ball a bit more. Now with Rogers out there, we might see a bit more. Here's Kere. There's a good charge. They need that. He stays on his feet, wins that tackle, gets a quick play of the ball. Rogers hands it off. They're running the replacements out there now. Wynnum, Potamani's out there as well. Rogers, Biondi. Biondi's still charging forward. Takes about 3 West players and they still can't get him to ground. Eventually they do. That's a good run from Biondi. Rogers. They start to target the centre here.
This is better from the Seagulls.
Rogers again running the ball and spinning and turning. That's a better run again. It's last play for Wynnum. Who do they go to? They go to Franks in the air. Chasers are coming through. Fuller might be there first. Well taken by Voorhey, and he gets a penalty as well.
Inside the 10 there, but Voorhey, courageous underneath the high ball, had to make that. Seagulls, good set of 6 on Cam. They actually got to the end of the left-hand side of the field for us. So
they're just killing themselves with these penalties, John, just giving West too many cheap meters. I mean, you saw that set before their first try, West, or before their second try, sorry. They held Wynnum inside their 20, but Wynnum haven't done that to West so far. They're not keeping West inside their own half.
Yeah, West kept them inside the 20, and didn't concede a penalty, which sometimes you complete 4 and they haven't gone 10 metres. You're over and Thursday, you get a relieving penalty, but they held their line. It was almost William Wallace saying, hold, and they did. Look at this man.
Here goes Kelly. Glynn was coming in support. They didn't use him. Here goes Voorhey. Been good so far, but good tackle there from Fuller. Ettridge, Fowler. Biondi's up in his face. Potamani's there as well.
Done nothing wrong, Fowler. Every carry, solid.
Slow play the ball again. It's Biondi, but
he's
Fowler
locked him
might
in.
have been holding on to him.
Well, I think the look might have told you he was trying to pull a Swifty on the touchy.
So West, last play here. They work that short blind. It's Ettridge again out of dummy half. Pitch some meters. Here comes Brown, but Brassel picks it up on the half volley.
Panthers have rolled Missy out into the park as well, Cam, so another big body into the fray. Ooh.
West in defence.
Here we go again,
Kelly.
Cam. Here we go again. Another defensive set from the Panthers.
Kelly and Jones on that occasion. Here goes Potter. Oh, Potter got rid of Glenn, but Brown stayed there. They all come again to finish Potter. Again, good defence by West.
Need to hold their line, West. Referee has got to make only probably 8 metres for mine. It's not a deep line.
Ball comes
Biondi,
loose.
play on. He hasn't called it. Don Biondi's looking for a penalty for a strip here, but they're lucky to still have the footy, the Seagulls.
Absolutely. Brassel plays it back to Fuller. Good tackle. And the ball comes loose. And West are pumped.
Not sure what Caden Fuller was trying to do there from dummy half. He had a loose carry in the first instance, and he comes up with an error here. That puts the Panthers on the front foot again.
Great marker work, Noah Elisaya. You see the boys are pumped about that. West, very happy. They've been such a good defensive side to start this match.
Have a look at this, Cam. He just didn't quite carry it with the true respect. He had one arm free.
Yeah.
And just when you get smashed on your left shoulder like that, or right, I'm trying to work out which. Anyway, the ball comes loose. Look, this is dangerous time here for the Seagulls. There's 5 minutes to go. They're not on the scoreboard. They're down by 12. Don't be surprised if the Panthers get a shot at 2 to take 14 into the Oranges break. We've got time off now.
Yeah, so just a tick over 5 minutes to go in the first half of the reserve grade grand final. It's fair to say it's been all West so far, but just leading 12 points to 0. Wynnum still very much in this contest. They didn't finish minor premiers for no reason. They're such a good side. They just need to get some consistent possession back. But you're right, John, they don't want to concede before half-time here.
Peo Talaki is out in the park, as you can tell, because he cast the biggest shadow. Him and Fowler had a good little chat there. Play resumes on the 40.
So West ball starting the set on the attacking 40-metre zone here. Voorhey floating across field again. So dangerous. Wayne Kennedy eventually makes the tackle. Voorhey gets a quick play of the ball. That'll be a penalty because Kennedy came again. Well, there you go, John. Do they take the 2 like you just alluded to? Doesn't look like it. Well, Brown is pointing to the sticks. Maybe he does take the 2.
Peter Hannon will be ripping his hair out at the moment. The Seagulls are just giving this to the Panthers on a plate.
Mizzy plays it back. Jones now. Tackled down low by Potamani. Paya Talakai there as well. Ettrich beats one. Ettrich, Fuller hanging on for everything. Potamani's coming. Ettrich is still going. Got it back to Fowler. Fowler now stands in the tackle. Potamani comes to finish him. Potamani goes straight to the ground. Here we go. It's on, and Potamani, he did not need that. He could be going to the bin. They're at each other now. It was Fowler. Fowler's smiling, but I think we might see a player go to the bin here. It was weird to call that, John. Everything was kind of stop-start, wasn't it? And then eventually I think there was a punch thrown.
Well, you throw a punch, it's a mandatory 10, whether you land it or not. Regardless, there's no grey area. As we see the 2 officials, all 3 of them come in now.
It was very stop-start, and something must have been going on with Fowler, and Potamani came a couple of times to make a big tackle, but the play kind of stopped. But I think he was entitled to make that big hit, and then he kind of went to the ground. That's Potamani there. Fowler
stripped it off his own play almost.
Here comes Potamani here. Something happens. Might have been an elbow. Is he appealing for an elbow?
He might have put the fenders up there, Fowler, and then all of a sudden it's push and shove.
And then bang.
Well, that's exactly what's happened. I think Fowler's led with the shoulder here, and the Wynnum Manly player, Potamani, didn't take too kindly to that. We can see Fowler coming to the sideline. I didn't see whether he went for 10 or not.
I think he's just come for a rest, maybe.
Get him off because he's being a little bit crazy.
Because the refs are still having their committee meeting and they'll come to a decision now. But was that open hand from Potamani? It didn't look like a proper punch.
I think he's been sent off.
So
sent off.
So I think...
Yeah, he's led with the upper, the fenders. And when he recovers, he comes back at Fowler. Well, no, Fowler's still out there, so I don't think he's been sent.
So Wynnum get the penalty. Potamani's still out there, so no players in the bin, just a couple on report.
Etheridge has come to the sideline. I'll try and get out. We're watching everything else happen here, but I'll tell you what, if Shane Pompey wasn't in A grade for the West Brisbane Panthers, I know he'd number 9B. Darcy Etheridge has been outstanding. He's come to the sideline.
Yeah, he's been great. Got that head knock as well and still has been so good out of dummy half. So they get away with one there, Wynnum. Must have been classified as an open hander. Potter. Rogers had Talakai. He eventually popped it, went to Potamani. The referee calls knock on.
Well,
They are not helping themselves here, Wynnum.
I don't know how deep in the tackle count it was, Cam, here, but Coach Hainan, it would be absolutely ropeable. It was good carry in the first instance. Take that win. Take those few metres you got and go again.
Yeah, and they would have had a chance at the back end of it as well, John. I mean, if they score at the back end of this half, that gives them a wealth of confidence.
Well, 2.5 minutes on our ground clock here still to go.
Reynolds scored the first try of the match. And he's been good out in that left-hand side edge for West. They've probably favoured that side. Mizzy now. Jones. Well hit. 40 out from the try line are the West Brisbane Panthers.
Talakai's been fired up. Somebody's put some salts under his nose. He's out of control at the moment.
Fowler. He's wrapped up by Potter and Rogers. Now Kelly, ball comes loose, picked up by Fuller. Fuller, covers coming. Fuller still going. Regan Glynn makes the tackle.
Just needs to hang on the footy and stay in the field of play, but the referee's going to come back for a knock-on. Well, it must be against Seagulls because that's certainly an advantage to the Panthers. I think we'll get a scrum feed, 20 out with 2 to go.
Yep, absolutely. So it must have been, as West were coming to the right-hand side, it must have been touched by a Wynnum player, which forced it to go backwards, and then Fuller pounced on it, thinking he was still in the game.
Call me crazy here, Cam. Scrum feed. Here's the replay. It was back further, the knock-on, but got some wheels out wide. Call me crazy. Is there a field goal in the Panthers from this?
You know what? I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
They go by 13.
They all count. They go left 4. Early kick. The ball's bouncing around. Eventually, it's picked up by Wynnum, and they play on, and the referee's got another knock-on.
Wynnum are going to get another call against them, a little knock-on. So the Panthers, they're going to try and pack the scrum pretty quickly.
Josh Whittaker thought he was away, and he's got some wheels too for Wynnum, so fortunately enough for West.
Well, they want to do something kicking on the first tackle, Cam, so they had a plan. Referee stops the clock. The Panthers get to the scrum.
Yeah, maybe they go that again. Some sort of set piece.
Well, Noah Ilisea, the right winger for the Panthers, is right on the chalk underneath our nose.
Oh,
it doesn't matter.
It was set up, John. They wanted to work the short side. And they drop it at the back of the scrum. Voorhey. Been so good, but just trying to play it too fast there.
You're in trouble when forwards start to think.
Well, maybe it's Wynnum's time now. Down 12 points to 0.
Clock stops at 13 seconds here at Totally Workwear.
Do they try something? They got a couple of big men out the back of this scrum, Potter and Kere.
You've got to take the ball to ground, Cam. You can't cough up the ball and let the Panthers score before halftime. They've got to take their medicine from Coach Hannon and be down 12-0. Here we go.
Franks to feed the scrum, and there we go. It goes out the back. It's Fuller, and he sort of fell with it, but now he's going across field. He finds Brassel, and Brassel looking for a bit of space, but can't get away from Brown. That might do us for the first half here. Nathan Brown uses all of his experience to hold the play up. Brassel wanted a penalty. He doesn't get it. That first half, the scoreline reads 12 points to 0. West Brisbane Panthers leading the Wynnum Manly Seagulls. And it was pretty dominant in the end from West there, wasn't it, John? Wynnum, they need to try and turn things around.
First 5 minutes, Cam, was to and fro, backwards and forwards, a bit of force and backs, and finally it broke, and we'll go through the tries of the first half here, and here's the first one. This is just determination there by Canning. Crashes across the line. The Panthers absorbed a lot of pressure. Their line defence was outstanding, but this man here, he ignited totally Workwest Stadium. Beat 1, beat 2, beat 3. Hangs on to it long enough. It gets the offload to his wingman, and then a lovely ball back inside and Clegg, and unmarked, and over he goes and scores the second try. Both of those have been converted, and that gives the Panthers a lead of 12 points to nil, Cam.
Certainly is. We'll take a short break here. The minor premiers, the Wynnum Manly Seagulls, they are looking to bounce back in this second half and try and come over the top of the West Brisbane Panthers. Stay tuned. We'll be back very shortly. We'll see you soon. to Totally Workwear Stadium. It's the reserve grade grand final. It's the West Brisbane Panthers leading at this time 12 points to 0. A lot of work in front of the Wynnum Manly side, but they have got the side to do it. Can they come back and be lifting the trophy after the next 40 minutes? It's Cameron Aker, John Devine with you. Hayden Potter's set to get us back underway. They need a big second half here, Wynnum Manly. We're back underway in the grand final, and it's fielded by Wes. Hands it off to Mizzy. Oh, and they're straight at him. Wayne Kennedy. But concedes a penalty, John.
Well, for a high shot. So the pain continues after the break. Players down there, might be Kelly.
Trying to inspire his side, Wayne Kennedy. He goes on report, flying out of the line. Wayne won't mind that. Want to get up again. Mizzy's down with the trainer in backfield. He's going to come straight to the sideline. So on will go Ethan Wheel. Another good player to bring into the contest. Brown with the touch finder. Straight to John. John misses it.
Yeah, I would knock that on.
So Simpson. Oh, big contact again from Kennedy.
Seagulls got to control their enthusiasm. They don't need the Panthers scoring first in this second half.
So Fowler. Told to go back a few metres. Centre field are West. It's to Roy out there in the dummy half position as well. He goes to Brown. Brown to Kelly. Kelly gets away from Fuller. Kelly still going. Talakai down low makes the tackle. Potamani there as well.
It's a hard man to handle, Kelly. As soon as he's come on, oh, look out.
Big contact, Kete, but West looking dangerous again. Targeting the middle third. Brown on the last, puts it in the air. They're coming through. Regan Glynn makes a good tackle. Great set from West.
Yeah, he waited for him to land, didn't he, Glenn? And then bang, knocks over Flynn Murphy. And Murphy, well, he'll feel that for a few weeks. So the Seagulls need to just work the way out and try and break this on. I'd like to see the little men do a little bit more here, Cam, to try and get them out their own end zone. At the moment, they're just easy pickings. You can't leave it to your halfback either, and Fuller.
Yeah, Fuller just taking one of the tough carries. Usually that is the outside backs coming in there to do that, not your halfback. Here's a bigger man in Talakai, trying to get them rolling. That's a better run. So Roy makes the tackle, but it's last play. They've only gone about 28 metres, the Seagulls. And the kick is pretty good there from Wynnum. Couple of bounces and fielded by Ioane.
Blue and red wall coming into this kick chase here, Cam. Now they just got to hold firm, stay back to 10, just take the 6 tackles.
Yeah, a lot of West players still behind the play now, about 6 of them to be precise. They're just trailing back now, so that's better signs for Wynnum. Voorhi out of dummy half, goes to Ioane again. Ioane well tackled, Potamani there over the top. So to Braden Grogan. To Roy, to Jones. Jones over the halfway line. Potamani in defence to Roy, to Kelly. Another strong run from Kelly. Last play now for Wes. To Roy, goes to Brown. He might opt for the same thing, and he does. The chasers are coming through. The kick's perfect again, but so too the chase. Fowler there.
Panthers are clinical. They're just backing themselves totally. They're just absolutely suffocating the Seagulls. Yeah, sure, the Seagulls have got possession, but they just haven't got a way out. He's half of one.
Yeah, it's Whittaker. Haven't had to see too much of him. He's very quick, but that's a good run from Whittaker. Rogers. Fuller. Fuller goes himself again.
Second carry.
Rogers now. Players in the way.
Talakai.
Franks just goes himself, just breaking down a little bit here for the Seagulls. Rogers at dummy half, goes to Fuller. Fuller puts it in the air. They need a good chase. Coming through, the ball's knocked backwards. We're playing on, and Regan Glynn picks it up, trailing back there. Score remains 12 points to 0.
Flynn Murphy trying to get some revenge back here. Look at the Panthers. This is the first tackle, Cameron Anchor. What are they doing? Do what they like. Grab by the collar.
Get it. Hung on to Simpson. Ioane now. Good run from Ioane. TR hold to Jones.
It's better from the Seagulls. Just want to make sure they stay inside. The referee screaming him to get back on side.
Ioane hands it off. They need a shift here, Wynnum. They need big plays in D.
Better here from the Seagulls. That's the last on the 40.
Talakai at marker. They need a good kick. Chase here on the kick. Oh, here's a tough one. A swirler in the air. Well taken by Jansen. Here goes Jansen. Good kick return as well.
Nathan Brown, he was stood a long way back for that kick, Cam, so that the chasers couldn't come through to put any heat on him. He backed himself to get a big kick away, and he did so. Good play from Brown.
Murphy followed that run up from Jansen. Now it's Rogers, hands it off to Talakai. Big contact from Kelly. Simpson's down low. Talakai manages to keep going though. Better position here for Wynnum. They need to finish this set well. It's Fuller. Fuller got Potamani with him, not the ball. Not a great ball. Counter attack now. Here goes Brown. Brown hands it off to Glenn. He's already scored one. Cuts back on the inside. A full set of 6 here for West. They're starting 20 out from the try line.
The Seagulls flock is in disarray. There's still a few players that come back inside. Here come the Panthers. Look out. That man, he's electric as Voorhey.
He plays it 10 metres out from the try line to Roy out of dummy half. Here goes to Roy. Bundling low. Doesn't get over the try line. He's held up. Will come 10 metres out.
Is that a penalty, Cam?
Yeah, so it's a penalty to
inside
West.
the 10.
Defending to do again for Wynnum.
Jeez. You want to be careful there. You do that again and you might get yourself in 10 in the bin. They're going to take the 2. They look to the sideline to take this out to 14 points. 29 minutes remaining on the ground clock here. Good call here from the Panthers coach there in Jonathan Taverner. Take the 2 right in front.
Yeah, it's just breaking down for Wynnum, isn't it, John? I mean, they finally had a few tackles still to play with, about the 40-metre line, attacking West line, and Fuller went across field. He had a few runners. The ball went behind a player, and yeah, just coughing it up at critical times here, the Seagulls. And off the back of that, the West, they counter-attacked through Brown, and Brown found Glynn. Glynn went back to the inside and eventually trails back to a penalty here for West. So they'll go 14 points to 0 up, and they all count.
Yeah, you just look at that scoreboard, don't you? You see 14, you see 3 tries. That's it, they're converted.
The Brown makes no mistake. Remains perfect with the boot. 3 from 3 for him. 1 penalty goal and 2 try conversions.
Seagulls had the break last week and the Panthers did not, and they were good, too good for Valleys last week, and they're just bringing that energy again here to totally work West Stadium. The Seagulls, they need answers. I don't know where it is. Their skipper's off the field and Biondi at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not sure, John. Maybe Jansen at the back needs to get more involved. He's looked lively with the limited opportunities that he has had. Voorhey fields that one. And West get back into their work. Tell you what, they'd love an error here, the Seagulls.
Well, I can't recall too many, Cam, from the Panthers.
They've been clinical so far. This man's been a big part of it as well. Fowler, that's another good run.
Oh, I don't know if you've seen the movie It. That's him out there. He's just absolutely causing horror out there as a redhead. Mightn't have the lippy on, but geez, the teeth are working.
To Roy. Now to Wheel. Oh,
there you called it.
There it is. Is that the turning point? They needed something, the Seagulls. They finally get an error. We need to look to these halves and Franks and Fuller, Jansen at the back. They need these players to start taking this game on.
Just got in each other's way there. Knocks it on, unfortunately, does Reece Clegg. The Seagulls just got to be careful, Cam. There's still 26 and a half minutes on the clock. They don't need to score from this set of 6. They just need to get some field position.
Yep, 100% agree with that, John. Just settle in down here and get into your work. Talakai, full head of steam.
They need another one on the charge here. You can see You see Frank screaming for another forward.
Fuller goes to Potter, just a one-out play again. They're 10 out from the try line, however, the Seagulls, they need something here. Need to get back into this grand final. It's Fuller. Unders line to Talakai, his second hit up of the set. He's trying his heart out.
Oh, probably lucky to get away with that one, the Panthers.
Fuller to Franks now, across field. Kete, late offload. Jansen now. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's second phase footy they need.
Kennedy was screaming for it. He was open. It's the last.
Kennedy goes to Fuller. Little dink. Playing on with Roy. They're going to say a knock on West.
Yeah, good play. Lucky play. We talked about it. Mark Liddon calls it a forest of leg. Put the grubber kick in. You don't know where it's going to come up. Unfortunately, it comes off the hand of a Panther, and that gives the Seagulls a scrum feed right in front, 10 out. And another opportunity. But as I said, you put 6 on the board here. You get the ball back. Away you go again.
Yep, absolutely, John. Maybe and little second phase footy there from Kete out on the right-hand side edge. Maybe they need more of that, Wynnum, just to get back into the game and keep West guessing. What can they do off the scrum here? Fuller now. Brassel. Can't get away from Brown.
I'd like to see more forwards run and draw those outside men in from the Panthers, then send it wide to their wingmen.
Rogers. Potamani now. He coughed the ball up. Well, Wynnum, you've got to give credit to this West defence. They just keep muscling up. And Wynnum, they don't look like they have much in attack at the moment. They're really unsettling this Wynnum attack, this West defence. Jacob Kelly now.
They're just holding their line, Cam, coming up on one line, and just loose carries are killing the Seagulls.
Wynnum won the toss for the main game, running that way.
So the Seagulls, do they use hills and flats, or they use a coin? Seagulls will run from right to left in the A grade. Kick off at 4 p.m. with himself, Cameron Anchor, and Brad Talon. He's into his 15th sausage roll.
So Jansen now off the kick return.
It's because
scattered line.
It's because he's cut back. You're up to 20. He's looking good though, Brad.
Now the Seagulls.
Ooh. Yep.
Through Brassel, and there's a penalty. They need everything to go their way now. Score remains 14 points to 0. West Brisbane Panthers leading the Wynnum Seagulls, and Franks gets things going early and finds touch about 30 out from the try line.
Yeah, good touch find of that one. They need to chew up every metre. I'm still unaware of what the wind is doing here at Totally West Stadium, but they've got 35 metres to the try line. Now you have to think about scoring in this set, or if not the next one.
Grogan now spins, turns, gets away from Simpson. 3 to go here for Wynnum in this set. It's Rogers at dummy half. He's going to run himself. Out the back, Potamani kind of breaks down again, but Potamani still going, gets away from Kelly, goes back to the inside again, Potamani. What's he thinking here? Just takes it to the middle and settles it down.
Went 55 metres and gained half. They've got to go forward.
Rogers, Franks, bobbles it, still going, Franks. Gets an offload to Talakai.
Whoa!
Bullets a pass out wide. Here goes Brassel. Brassel back on his inside. Brassel's still going here. Wynnum, they need a try. They need something here. Potter's at dummy half. Does he go himself? Hayden Potter for the try line. Can't get there. Oh, yes, he can. Hayden Potter scores the first try for Wynnum, and they get back into the contest. Finally, the Wynnum Seagulls. They needed something, John, and eventually it's just the big man from dummy half.
Hayden Potter, there was no dummy half there, Cam, so Hayden Potter picked it up. I couldn't call because it's not my job to do so. Straight away, he knew exactly what he wanted to do. He's a big body, Cam, and look at him go, Hayden Potter, get out of my way, and there's 10 pins, all red and black, and the Seagulls are on the scoreboard. They need to back it up here, but good effort there from the Seagulls, and they forced the error. So they see what happened with a footy in hand and field position.
So Hayden Potter, he's the kicker as well, and they're all going to count now for Wynnum.
You can see the big fella. He's still sucking them in. And if he sucks them in too much here, that football's going to disappear. Look at him, the big dog. But he's kicked a lot of goals. From memory, you guys both, Brad Talon's in the back of the commentary, I think he's still a toe poker. Well, he used to be. I'll see if he does it again.
He strikes it well, that's for sure.
Well, this thing's going to land in at Stone's corner if he gets hold of it. He's a big body. But it's an important kick, Cam.
Yeah, they're all going to be now for Wynnum. Yeah. And they just needed something, didn't they, John? Whether it's a barge over try from dummy half or Like a little error in the in goals from West. They just needed to get on the score sheet. They're there now, so maybe that'll give them a bit of confidence to change this up. Here goes Potter, and it's waved away.
Round the corner, toe poker, unsuccessful, but they're on the board. 10-point ball game, and the Seagulls, well, they'll get the ball back. And surely they've learnt their lesson here. They just need to hang on to the footy. Get the Panthers making the mistakes here, but I thought it broke down there, especially the Seagulls player from mine who was running sideways in the end there in Potamani. Yeah. He's just straight into play. They were lucky to get in the corner there, but Hayden Potter, he went straight in dummy half and said, I've got this, and holy smokes, big boy scores a fourer.
So West now, after conceding their first try of the match, almost 60 minutes gone, and they've just conceded their first. So Brown gets us back underway. This will be fielded by Franks, and he hands it off to Kete Kete. Kete Kete runs into the West line and picks up about 15 metres. Good start to the set from West, for Wynnum. Whitaker hands it off to Franks. He goes to Potamani. He goes straight on this occasion and keeps the legs pumping. Some good post-contact metres there from Potamani. Stays on his feet. We've got a player down, and they'll call time off here at Totally Workwear Stadium.
John Tahahu's gone down here, and the trainer's called for a stop and play straight away. I'm not too sure he's grabbing his left elbow, and then he just put some weight on it. That's probably not a good idea, but may have been a slight dislocation there, but we know what the trainers can do. We saw it last week, whoever the Seagulls trainer was. Get them out there. Well, they did Ethan Malt.
A few players on the bench here. Beyondi's, Don Beyondi's on his feet. Harlan Collins on his feet. So too James Steen. Looks like they're getting ready to ring in a few changes here, Wynnum Manly.
They need to bring those experienced players on now, Cam. I know there's still 20 minutes to go here in the grand final, but they need Collins, they need Biondi out there. They're big game players. They've played cup footy, and they need to steer this Seagulls pack to the line again.
So Jordan Tiaho stays out there for the Panthers.
I'll be running at him.
Yeah, well, why not, John?
Yep.
And here they go. Kete Kete's going to run straight at him. There's some contact. Ioane's there as well. Be careful here, boys. Fowler's there. And they're saying bring it. The tension is rising.
Well, we talk about Redheads being a crazy race. This guy's out of control, but he's playing it with within his limits here, but he's certainly antagonising the Seagulls.
Grogan now is hit well by Teroy, and West Brisbane Panthers muscling up.
This is lovely football in the middle of Totally Workwear.
Last play, back to Franks, needs a good kick. They do complete the set after points, Wynnum, but it's fielded on the full there by Voorhey. He's dangerous here against a scattered line. Voorhey goes, and he just goes straight on this occasion. Little man against little man. Fuller makes the tackle.
Giant kick there, Franks. They'll be using that a little bit more, especially into the corner here with the sunlight. Fowler comes to the sideline.
What a stint.
What a stint.
Oh, Ioane held onto it. There was a little bobble there. Now from dummy half go West again.
Yeah, Seagulls marking defence needs to be better. It's been pretty poor all game. Look, here we go again.
Yeah, outside backs just coming in to do their work. When Elisaya now to Glynn, and West on the front foot again. It's Jones. Jones ball playing, but opts to go himself. Talakai makes the tackle. Last play now for West. To Roy at dummy half. He goes to Brown. Brown dinks it in the air, not his highest. But above the pack is Jansen, but he's met well by the kick chase by West.
Yeah, 20 minutes to go in this grand final. Seagulls, they're the wrong end of the park here. Just hang on to the footy. But, geez, the contact since Orange's Cameron Anchor has been outstanding. It's been quality footy, hard footy as you expect. And out of all that, I don't think I've seen, maybe it's been one high shot. The rest of it all been around the ribs and around where the ball's been carried. It's been outstanding stuff here from both sides. Collins is out there. See what he can do.
Dodd's back out there as well for Wynnum Manly, so they're starting hooker. He looked dangerous early on. Let's see what he can do. Here's Collins. Sorry, that was Whitaker. They're both wearing the same headgear, so Dodd's not back out there yet. Still Rogers at dummy half. Rogers goes back to Frank's early kick inside the 40, but it's on the full by Voorhey again.
Yeah, not sure that's the right play because they're going to start on the 40.
So first tackle down there by Voorhey on his own 40-metre line. They need another error, Wynnum. Elisaya with ball in hand. Potamani makes the tackle.
Well, first things first, they can't give away a penalty. If they can get the ball back, so be it at the end of 60, but they can't give up field position from a silly penalty.
Ioane now. Hitting a good tackle by Collins and Talakai. They take him back 5 or 6 metres.
Geez, you put your head in that hair of Collins and all you can smell is sweat.
Yes, Brown.
Atrocious odour.
On the halfway line. So considering they started the set on the 40, they've done a good job so far, Wynnum.
Just doesn't stop Collins, though.
It's last tackle for Wes. Goes back to Brown. He's going to put it in the air again on that right-hand side. The kick chase is good again. Work to do for Jansen. Jansen makes the take, but again, Regan Glynn, hasn't his kick chase been good?
Good defensive set from the Seagulls. They started on the 40 and they finished it on the 40. They only made 20 metres, the Panthers, and they're going to get a penalty from a high shot I spoke to early.
Well, that's what they needed, Wynnum. Franks to find the sideline here. The kick is swirling around. Picks up about 30 metres.
Well, I'm thinking because of that kick, there haven't been many kicks on the far side. The breeze is coming over the top of the hill here.
Oh, Kelly and Kedekede coming together. I tell you what, Kedekede, he gets the crowd going because everyone knows he's going to charge straight in.
Oh, big contact. Oh, I don't know whether Kelly led with the shoulder there, but Collins knew all about it.
Talakai juggled it. The ball comes loose.
Penalty.
Well, maybe the momentum is starting to change. Wynnum starting to get a few calls. They're in the contest. They need another try. Some big contact in that set. Franks to find touch again. He does so, and Wynnum Manly, this is going to be a big set for them. Starting 20 metres out from the try line. Here goes Kedekede again. At Kelly, no, he goes to Tiaho. Makes a good tackle.
Came over a bit wider there, did Kelly. Referee Denning, he's going to have his hands full here for the next 16 minutes and 7 seconds.
So Collins, they would love a try here, Wynnum Manly. Potamani, full 360, and then back to the left and back to the right, and he's got an arm free. But he holds on to the pill.
The Panthers are throwing the man to the first receiver. There's a big gap here. They go back inside. They'll find it.
Rogers to Collins. Needs something here, Wynnum. Just a few one-out plays so far.
Use the upright.
Rogers, long peel out to Fuller. He couldn't take it. That's not what they needed, the Seagulls.
There's nothing wrong with the pass here. Should have taken that one.
Elisaya now. Beats one. Tackled by Rogers.
The last thing they want to do is give up a penalty after coughing up possession as well, Cam.
Ioane. Ettridge back out there. They were screaming for him to get out onto the park. Nathan Brown in backfield with a trainer might have a dislocated finger. He does. I think that's what the trainer just signalled. And he might go to the sideline. Now it's Kelly. Good run from Jacob Kelly since coming out here. He's been great in attack and defence, hasn't he, John?
Kelly has just come out of a cage. They've unleashed him. They gave him a bone beforehand, and he's tasted blood and he wants some more. I don't know how much longer he can go. He's got hands on haunches there with the kick.
Good kick from Jordan Tiaho. He found some space. Whitaker now. Whitaker off the kick return. What can he do? Just runs into Ioane and takes the tackle. So Nathan Brown is on the sideline here, the West halfback and skipper. Looks like he's got a dislocated finger. They're trying to pop it in right in front of us. But that's a big loss if he can't finish the game. He's such a pivotal part to their side.
Well, he's lucky that Dr. Mark Lone isn't out there to put that finger back in because we know what happens there, just a shattered hand.
So a few changes will come out for Wes. It's Rogers to Roy's back out there. Ettridge is on there as well. So both hookers, balls come loose. No, they get a set restart. Must have been stripped there.
I don't know how many times I've ever seen a 6 to go inside your own half. I think the Seagulls would have preferred a touch finder, Cam.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Fuller hands it off to Potamani. It's a bit stop-start from Wynnum. They need to try and find some crispness with their attacking. There's a flick pass. Biondi got the ball from Potamani.
Thanks for that.
But they've got the ball in good area here. They get a penalty.
Biondi, he coughed that. He induced a penalty in the first half, didn't he, Cam? He's bringing all the tricks. This is Don Biondi. We'll see a hat and a rabbit shortly.
Well, they've got some territory here, Wynnum. They need some points. Kedekede now into the line. Back out there is Mizzy, who made the tackle. Rogers, Fuller, short play. Collins will score! right next to the sticks. We got a ball game, John.
Harlan Collins, the man with the hair, he absolutely charged on, bounced out of one tackle and just kept on going. If there wasn't a fence at the back there or a dead ball line, he would have run all the way through to the pool here at Cooperoo. But that's what they needed, the Seagulls. It came on the back of a penalty. I bagged the referee for saying 6 to go instead of taking a touch finder. But look at Collins, bang, just walks over the top there of the lock forward there, and Hudson Jones and Jones. Well,
that's a great run from Collins. Good line, but he had work to do, didn't he, John? And they needed that Wynnum. And they're starting to find a bit of confidence now. They had a bit of territory, they had a bit of possession, and now they got their second try, and don't we have a ball game?
Yeah, he slots this one over, and it's a 4-point ball game. You would think that Potter should put this one through, but Collins, for those of you who might remember the 80s and 90s, a man called Weird Al Yankovic, he's got the mo and the hair here, and he's singing a different tune here this afternoon as Harlan Collins. But how about the contest with Jake Kelly? The conversion is successful. And Kelly, I don't know how much, he's still out there, but I don't know how much more he's got, Cam. He's got 12 minutes to go. He's got a big heart, but it's warm conditions here at Totally Workwear. So game on, as you said, 4-point ball game. And the Panthers have been singing Dixie for the first 15 minutes, but all of a sudden it's turned on its head.
Well, the Panthers have also lost their skipper, Nathan Brown, to what we think is a dislocated finger. And I think that's Jordan Tiaho on the sideline now as well. So that's both their halves on the sideline right now, John. And if they're not able to finish with both their halves, that is massive for West. They've lost Brown to a finger injury. We think it's a dislocation. Not sure if he's able to finish. And Jordan Tiaho is getting some running repairs on the sideline now. Potamani. Off the kickoff, he's ball playing. Brassel has found some space. Brassel's still going, and off the kickoff, they're starting to set 35 out from the try line.
Potamani just doesn't like being tackled. He just goes sideways. He does a dinky run. Here comes the try scorer. Look out. Big Hayden Potter. Harris brothers going nuts.
Now the Seagulls are starting to roll, John. Look at this. Look at this do here from Jordan Tiaho. Oh, no, not a good ball from dummy half. Fuller picked it up on the half volley, but it was a forward pass.
Gets a call from Sean Chapman, the touchman, and referee Denning says it's gone forward. But, yeah, we've got some crazy hairdos out there at the moment, or taping, but whatever it takes to get the job done.
Well, it's good for Panthers fans, for Jordan Tiaho to get back out there, even though he looks like a mummy with all the strapping tape over his head. They needed at least one half out there to try and steer them to the back end of this game. The referee calls time off now, but that was unfortunate for Wynnum. They really did start to roll in that set, but a poor pass from dummy half did not help their cause.
So 10 minutes 18, 14 points to 10. Seagulls just need to hold their nerve. Hold their nerve. Kelly's actually in the the back line here of this scrum feed here for the Panthers.
Oh, Wynnum are pushing in the scrum too.
Oh, well, last night, Cameron Anchor, the Broncos, and the Storm of scrum feed against the head.
Yeah, you don't see that often, do you?
It's like spotting a UFO.
So there is Mr. Mummy, Jordan Tiaho. He hands it off to Voorhey. Voorhey goes to Simpson. Simpson trying to stand up Kennedy. He did a good job to pick up some nice metres there, Simpson.
Panthers don't mind playing expansive footy, do they, Cam, whether it's the first or the last tackle?
Voorhey. Tiaho hands it to Kelly. Kelly at Kedekede again. Those two big bodies coming together. Collins was there too. Mizzy now.
What I'm liking about Kelly, gets to his feet quickly for a big man as well.
Ettrich now. Ettrich from dummy half. Nice metres out of dummy half. Collins makes the tackle. Voorhey goes to Kelly. Kelly and Kedekede at each other again. It's last play for West. They'd love a repeat. Ettrich at dummy half. Goes to Jones. Jones puts it on the left boot. Fuller trailing back. Potamani got there first, but they're going to say he grounded it in goal. So a dropout coming.
Yeah, good stuff here from the Panthers. Just, they're not going to score. A little grubber kick in and just tidied up the back here, but just couldn't get back into the field of play there, could Franks, and you'll need one.
Potter shanked it, but it's just gone 10. Knock on by
Simpson.
Panthers. It worked out. It worked out for Potter.
What
about that?
Got to be the worst, but yet the best 10-metre line dropout, short dropout, and have a look.
That was wild. It was just banana kicking, sort of spinning around, and I can't blame Simpson for not being able to take that. The ball was everywhere.
It was atrocious, but Potter will take it. He saw the smile on his face after the touch judges, the referee stopped the clock in Denning for they've come to the scrum. Have a look at this. There's Potter.
He knew he shanked it, but he got it. And the ball, Simpson had no chance.
It's a doosra. He's put a leg break on an off spinner.
So Franks to feed the scrum now. Wynnum. Some things are starting to fall their way. They had a backline moving inside their own 10-metre zone there.
Yeah, dangerous play if they do that there. Just hang on to the footy and get some field position. But they got some pace out to this left-hand side. The right-hand defence here from the Panthers, for mine, is probably the only cheek in their armour.
They're certainly playing some more footy in this second half, Wynnum Manly. Dom Biondi.
Yeah, Biondi had to wait for that ball there. That allowed the Panthers to get up here. Seagulls need to find advantage passes right on the advantage line so they can get some go forward. Potter does that.
Jackson Dodds back out there now for the juniors. There he is on your screens now. Ball over the top to Franks. Franks! Oh, he dropped it, Franks. You can hear the West faithful on the sideline. They are happy about that one. Still plenty of time here for both sides. 7 minutes 30 on the game clock here. 14 points to 10. West leading the Seagulls.
Have a look at Stephen Reynolds give anyone in Franks a good going over here. It's almost, these referees trying to calm him down. It's almost a Phil Kearns. I know I'm bringing some rugby union references in here, but Kearns scores a try in the Bledisloe Cup and absolutely gave it to Oliver. I think it was the hooker of the time. But anyway.
To Roy splits them. Eventually tackled desperately there by Rogers.
Sean Fitzpatrick it was. There you go. Close.
Regan Glenn with ball in hand. Again, West without their skipper and their halfback in Nathan Brown. Jordan Tiaho marshalling the troops around at the moment. Ettrich goes right. Now it's with Glenn. Glenn, he's already got one. He's 10 metres to the try line. He found an offload. That was Canning. 5 out from the try line, West. Looking to try and put this one to bed. Ettrich from dummy half. He went a short blind. He's hit well by the Seagulls. Last play now for the West Brisbane Panthers. What can they conjure up here? They go left. It's with Teroy. Teroy goes to Jones. Jones now to Tiaho. Face ball out to Simpson. Simpson footwork before the line. Simpson is well tackled. Well defended by the Wynnum Manly Seagulls, but they give the ball away here, West, in probably a place there where they would like to. They've got them in a corner. Yeah,
surprised they didn't kick. The in-goal areas here at Totally Workwear Stadium have got a bit of size about them. It's not like seeing a kick or a grubber kick here, but in the end here, the Seagulls are going to, well, referee Denning wants to go back and play it on the mark. They decided to run the Panthers, and the Seagulls held firm.
Need something here again, the Seagulls. Someone to stand up, get him out of this end. It's Dodds at dummy half, goes to Whittaker. Whittaker now, footwork at the line, but can't get away from Tiaho. He'll play it 30 metres out from his own try line. Dodds at dummy half, goes to Biondi, but Biondi will always put his hand up. Keeps going, Dom Biondi. Great run, Dom Biondi. He's taking 3 with him. Needs to get to his feet. He does so. Plays it back to Dodds. Dodds goes to Fuller. Fuller's going to put it in the air here.
Into the sun too, Cam.
And it's well taken out there by Elisaya. Noah now across field looking for a runner. Collins in defence trying to force an error. Wynnum need to aim up here. Voorhey out of dummy half.
And they can't afford to give away a penalty, Cameron Anchor.
We are getting towards the final 5 minutes in the reserve grade grand final here. West with a 4-point lead.
Whoa!
Glenn is hit by Collins. They need something here, the Seagulls. West are struggling a little bit to get out. Ioane now. Ioane. A nice run when they needed it, West. Ettrich to the dummy half.
Good work there from Biondi, just slowing the play of the ball in. Collins will be down there as well. It's the last on halfway.
Fatigue setting in here at Totally Workwear Stadium. The kick from Tiaho. One bounce to Whittaker. Needs a good kick return, Whittaker. Can't get away from Ettrich, but he gets him to start 20 out from the try line. Careful, no penalties. We go left to Murphy, and Murphy picks up about 10 metres. Fuller's at dummy half now. They're a bit bunched. Go to Brassel. Another 10. They need something. The Seagulls just one out stuff here at the moment. The big man and Potter who got them back into it. Here goes Hayden Potter. That's a great charge. 20, 25 metres, and he's still going, Hayden.
Fee, fi, fo, fum. Here comes Hayden Potter. Gets almost to the 30, Cam.
Dodds, Fuller, little kick over the top. Voorhees there. Jansen's coming. Good tackle from Jansen. They've got to keep him here now, the Seagulls, because time's ticking away.
Voorhees fearless, isn't he, Cam? He hasn't spilled one and not look like it either.
He's been great. Ioane now. Ioane can't get away from a few. They need to aim up, Wynnum. They need to keep him here. If not, force an error. Dodds in the tackle. Biondi there too. It's slowed down very well. Ioane stays down. Goes out to Elisaya. Collins came running at him out of nowhere. But a good run from Noah. Final 3 minutes of the grand final. Errol Simpson now, tackled by Dodds. Seagulls need to get up in their face again to force a deep kick. Mizzy, Dodds down low. Potamani there as well. It's last play. They've got to kick from inside their 30. Ettrich, he's got to be quick. He goes to Tiaho. Tiaho, it's a decent looking kick, but one bounce is going to go to Murphy. Murphy, put the foot down, son. You need every metre you can.
Strap yourselves in, Cam. 2.5 to go. Seagulls, 40 out.
Brassel needs to get him over the halfway line. He does, so they're going to be able to attack at the back end of this set. Wynnum, Fuller, can they steal this one, the Seagulls? Good run from Biondi. They trail by 4. They need a try. It's Dodds, 30 out from the try line. He goes to Fuller. Fuller to Collins. Collins beats one. He can't get away from the second in Ettrich. Jones was there as well. Now it's Franks. Franks inside play to Kete. Kete, he's got an arm free. Does he opt to throw it? No, he doesn't. Now it's last play for Wynnum. There's 2 minutes on the clock. They won't have many more chances.
They got to go aerial.
What do they do here? They go to Fuller. Fuller puts it in the air. It's not the deepest kick. It's knocked on by West. Play on now with Fuller. The ball's bouncing. Fuller's going to score. Oh! We have a level ball game. Fuller scores. We got a kick to come. 14 points to 14. Cameron Fuller scores. The referee points to the spots. Wynnum Manly are going crazy.
Referee Denning checked with his touch judges before he confirmed the try here. The Panthers are remonstrating with the Seagulls. Crazy stuff here. I said to go aerial. It's probably the worst kick to go into the in-goal area. Comes off the side of the boot here. It's knocked on by Panthers. So still a Seagull scrum feed. Kicks a toe into the in-goal area. It's a big in-goal area. He said, dives on the footy. Has to check the grounding from the touch judges. And the touch judge says it, and the referee says, award the try and a kick to come from Hayden Potter.
To win it.
Cinderella story.
He got them back into this match, Hayden Potter. And now he has a chance to win the grand final. This is what all kickers dream of. Hayden Potter.
Well, he misses it. It goes to extra time. Of course, the clock has got 40 seconds left on. The referee might stop it regardless. By the time he restarts and we come back to the middle of the park, it will be full time.
Hayden Potter's going to soak it all up here. He knows if he gets this, they win the ball game. What a way to finish for Wynnum. West Brisbane Panthers, they might have been the better side this afternoon, but the Seagulls, this second half, they've just hung on. They've hung on, and some things have just fallen their way, like the bounce of the ball for that one for Fuller to score. Hayden Potter. Can he win it for the Seagulls?
The priest is picking up. I don't know. The siren's about to go as Potter lines this one up.
As I said, every kicker dreams of this moment. Hayden Potter in the grand final. Scores are locked. Hayden Potter, he's going to win it for the Seagulls. What a kick. Wynnum Manly Seagulls, they win the reserve grade grand final. Hayden Potter, you star.
Well, he just didn't take his time, did he, Hayden Potter? Just went back, does what he's done all his career, just walks up, launches that right leg onto the seat and smashes it, just goes inside the left-hand upright. Don Biondi's gone nuts on the sideline, and the Seagulls have won it. They're all out on their feet at half-time, Cameron Anchor, and for somehow they've come back. It was 70 minutes of football. There's Hayden Potter, the big fella. It's taken 75 people to lift him up there, Hayden Potter, but he's a happy man.
Wow, what a finish. What a finish to the reserve grade grand final. You would not read about that style of finish. Hayden Potter, the star in the end. Fuller scoring the try to get scores level. What a comeback from the Wynnum Manly Seagulls, and what a way to win it. Stay tuned for the presentation. We'll go down the sideline to John Devine shortly as we have a look at the tries of the afternoon. Commiserations to the West Brisbane Panthers. They played a great game of rugby league this afternoon, but unfortunately the bounce of the ball just did not go their way. Nathan Brown, their skipper, unfortunately wasn't able to finish the match, and was that the telling point? He wasn't able to steer his side home. In the end, what a win to the Wynnum Manly Seagulls, 16 points to 14. Hayden Potter with the kick from about 10 metres in from touch to score. So we have a look at the highlights here. Of course, Stephen Reynolds scored the first try of the match. Next one was this great play from Voorhey, who had a great afternoon floating across field. He found Elisaya. Elisaya summed up the situation, went inside to Glynn, and Glynn did the rest. And this is when the West Brisbane Panthers were absolutely rolling. You didn't think that they would be able to be stopped. Again, it was Fuller here. We have a look at the final play here. Towed forward from Fuller. Voorhey could not get there in time. Fuller absolutely loving it. Dodds there, Whitaker there, the rest. Just waiting for the presentation here as the Rugby League Brisbane gets set up here. What a massive call, but I don't think it'll be too hard to pick the man of the match here. He's the man who got Wynnum Manly back into the game. Hayden Potter scoring a good barge over try. He had some great runs as well, some great post-contact meters, and then, of course, a kick from the sideline to win the game. I'd be surprised if they go with anyone else. Harlan Collins was great. He scored a try for the Seagulls too. So too Fuller, who had a much better second half than his first half. Jansen was good out the back. And on the other side for West Brisbane Panthers, well, Regan Glenn scored a try. Steve Reynolds scored the first try of the match. They had good players all across the park, the West Brisbane side, and they'll be very disappointed with the ending of that match. As we go to John Devine, he's got Don Biondi with him.
70 minutes of football, you're down and out at half time. I'm guessing Josh Hanna said some inspirational words at half time.
I can't repeat what he said, mate, but he had some colourful things to say, and we just needed to be better individually, so we worked together as a team, and if we complete 80%, we win the game. Keep them under 16 points, we win the game, and that was our goal.
You probably deserved that chat at half time.
Yeah, mate, kick up the arse is what we needed.
Fighting contest as well. Now let's just go into Hayden Potter. We talk about Harry Potter's got a magic wand. Well, Hayden Potter's got the magic right leg. He didn't take his time, did he? Just launched the right leg onto the footy. You're pretty happy with it. But that's what 70 minutes of football can bring up. Never give up. But the Panthers, what an outfit. It was a solid game here. Credit to the Panthers and yourselves for putting on a great grand final for us.
Mate, it was only 3 teams in this comp the whole year, and these boys were right up our arse the whole time. So credit to the boys here, and Golden Boy over there, he fucking told me on the way here he was going to make it interesting, but I didn't think he was going to make it that close. Jeez. He got some years on me.
Mate, congratulations and well done to the Seagulls. The Seagulls captain, Don Biondi, congratulations, mate.
Thanks, boys. Thanks, boys.
Have you got me off? Can you bring that and...
The BRL Reserve Grade Awards, we have the Rugby League Brisbane Director Lachlan Smith and Michael Besgrove, and from the Referees Association Brendan Forbes. We'll kick things off with congratulating our match officials for today's grand final. Please join me in thanking referee Ethan Denning-Herbert, and touch judges Jesse Bennett and Sean Chapman. We'd also like to acknowledge our interchange officials here today, Adam Goddard and Blake Kernahan-Hills. Ladies and gentlemen, please a round of applause for today's match officials. Now if I could please ask the captain and coach of today's runners-up West to accept their medals and say a few words. Captain and coach. What's his name? I'll call him in.
Nathan.
Nathan, you are required up here, thanks. Cheers, mate. We'll do that at the end. Do you want to do a few words? We'll get the boys to come up and collect the medal. Do you want to jump up in front? I'll hand it to you.
If you're not prepared to lose it, you don't deserve to win it. At the end of the day, it's good here. You know, we've had a great year. We put it all together. We learned from this and we keep going. To all the fans that turned out, thanks for bringing the atmosphere, setting the tone, and I hope you guys enjoyed that game of footy. I hand you over to Nathan.
Yeah, thank you. Firstly, to the BRL, thank you for today. It's been a good season. Brisbane putting on today. Facilities are unreal, so thank you so much. I know you got games tomorrow, so I appreciate it. To Dom and the boys from Wynnum, congrats. Used to be in the benchmark all year. Enjoy it. To our boys, it's still been a hell of a year. Doesn't mean much, like that. We still had a good year. We've got both for life. Yep, thank you.
Stay up, get all your boys lined up. Can we please ask West to make their way up to collect the medallions, please?
Cheers, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, well done, mate.
Thanks
Well
for
done,
playing.
mate.
Cheers.
Great game.
Cheers, guys. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Jump in front of the sign, guys. Over here, boys. Jump into the sun, guys. Yep.
When I started coming over to England, also, I was like,
Jumping, still big achievement, boys. Jumping to the front end.
Congratulations, Wes, on your fantastic efforts over the season and for today's grand final appearance. Before we welcome up our 2023 premiers up to accept their medals, I'd like to firstly announce the player of the match. The player of the match award will be presented by Lachlan Smith. Please put your hands together for Wynnum, number 12, Hayden Potter. Congratulations, well deserved. Now, without any further delay, I'd like to invite the captain and coach from Wynnum up to accept the Reserve Grade Premiership Cup and say a few words.
Congratulations, mate. Congratulations. So you're going first.
For a hard stopper. Wes, fantastic game for 20 guys. Really gutsy. A lot of you were injured and yeah. I know it's got an old cliche, but it can only be one winner. We're probably a little lucky in the end, but the effort through the year is majorly got there to take guys, but you guys were fantastic today, so hold your head up, and thanks for all the battles this year. We'll talk more back at the club, guys, but we're doing our best today, but the best was very good. So we got there in, we trusted each other, we spoke at half time about all of that, and it might have taken 69 minutes and 58 seconds till we got there. So congratulations, we all love it.
Just like to thank everyone for coming out today. These boys are putting on everything they do, looking after everyone, and testament to us. Like that was the game of the year, right down to the wire. Yeah, look, it was a good game. Appreciate the boys. Enjoy the night. We're winning, boys. Chinese is all the way to the end.
We'll get the boys lining up.
If I can please ask Wynnum to please come up and collect their medallions.
You just we'll give you the trophy once the boys are lined up.
Yeah, I've got no voice now.
This moved? Do you want this table moved? Do you want the table moved at all? Is it in the photo?
No, that's fine. Because I'm going to bring the
Captain.
Where's your captain?
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2023 BRL Reserve Grade Champions, Wynnum Juniors. Congratulations, Wynnum Juniors. That wraps up the presentation. We are not too far away from our BRL Grand Final where Blimber will take on Wynnum Juniors in about 10 minutes' time.
Thank you.
Testing 1 2. Can anybody hear me? Testing 1 2. Cam? Brad, can you got me? You good? Yep. Okay.